Welcome to Jumpstart Your Joy, a podcast that looks at the inspiration, intention, action, and choices that you can make to bring more joy into your life, into the world, and into other people's lives. This is your host, Paula Jenkins. Welcome to episode 231, and this week's 3 joyful things here on Jumpstart Your Joy. Of course, I am Paula Jenkins, your host, and I'm so glad that you are here this week for this Thursday episode where I'm going to be taking a look at the inspiration, intention, and action that you can take based on the conversation that I had with the amazing Lisa Princic earlier this week. If you have not already listened to episode 230, you can just scrub on back in your player and check it out. It's a really great conversation because this week kicks off the Joy of Marketing Month on the podcast. Now, before you just, say, I'm not going to listen this month, or I don't know if marketing is for me, I want you to stick with it because marketing is not icky and marketing can be fun. And even if you are not a business owner or you don't have a small business that you are starting or running or want to run, I want to really first shine the light on this topic that marketing is really all about communication and the message that you are here to share with the world. So let that sink in for a second. If we change the way that we're thinking about marketing and allow it to be the conversation that we want to have with the world and other people in this world, marketing applies to all of us. So maybe you are thinking you would like to get a new job, or you'd like to look at how you are presenting yourself on LinkedIn, or maybe you're just wanting to kind of revisit how you present yourself to others. Marketing is really a great way to look at this if we take away the ickiness and the yucky bad rap connotations that it has. So that's why we're jumping in to the joy of marketing this month. So while marketing is usually something that companies and small businesses talk about, if you're like me, you are having conversations every day. And that could be ways that you're bringing your community together. And when I say that, I don't mean it in the cliche way, but you probably have some people that follow you on Instagram. Those might be your friends and family. It might be a bigger group. Or maybe you're a part of a church group or a place of worship. Maybe you're a member of the PTA and you're talking to other parents who have kids in school. Or maybe at work, you are talking about the work you do for a larger team. And so you are presenting yourself in a unique way every day. And so anybody that is out there living in the world like you are, some of the things that my guests and I are going to be talking about this month will definitely apply to you as well. I met business strategist Lisa Princic at She Podcast Live, and we both knew right away that we had a really interesting and strong connection. So it was such a treat to happen to meet her while a bunch of us were out at lunch. Like, it wasn't really a planned thing. And that's the magic of a conference, is even if you're not an extrovert, you can find and meet new people and you already have something to talk about. And it was really amazing to get to meet so many like-minded people. And Lisa just happened to be one of them. She invited me on her show. You can find the link to that in the show notes. It was a really fun conversation. I talk about the origins of this podcast there. And then she came on this week as well. So what stood out to me in this fun and lively conversation is Lisa's approach to finding joy in marketing. She shares that when you're considering how to market your business, or parentheses, if you don't have one, market yourself, talk about yourself in the world, she talks about this idea of scaling deep, which is also the name of her podcast. So I'll insert right here how she explains it, because it's definitely better done in her own words.
Scaling deep is about the intersection of our human desire to grow and evolve with our desire to have meaning and impact and fulfillment. Mm-hmm. And I've found in life that those two things are often almost opposing in our lives. Like I need to grow, I need to earn more, I need to gain more. And there's this natural sort of egotistical part of us that wants that because that's how we've survived. Yeah. With that, well, what is this all about? And is there more to life than this? And am I feeling empty when I'm achieving these goals? And so I've always battled that. And I've always been aware of those two polarities. I think scaling deep is a little bit about business model. It's a little bit about wanting guiding depth. It's about marketing. It's the idea, because I do more marketing now, that you don't have to be everywhere all the time. You don't have to try to meet be in front of the masses. You can follow your personality, trust who you are and how it feels to show up and where. I think that's a very viable business model. Like, I think a lot of people are running businesses that way, but those aren't the ones we're seeing out there in the mass marketing, because we are receiving all the mass marketing advertising.
Here's the thing, friend. These are life lessons, whether you're marketing anything or not. So here's the inspiration for this week. The quick boiled down version of what Lisa and I talked about, and that's at the heart of her philosophy around marketing and business strategy, is this. Find what fits your personality. Find the thing that feels like fun and brings you joy. And lastly, pick one or two things to focus on and do them well. Show up as yourself, do them well. So I'll repeat that. Find what fits your personality, find the thing that feels like fun and brings you joy, and pick one or two things to focus on and do them well. The intention you can take from this kind of 3-step philosophy, or this 3-pronged philosophy, is get to know what you want, what fits your personality, and let that thing guide you. Instead of listening to all the air quotes marketing gurus or people who create blueprints that they sell online for others to implement, or that this idea that there's like a one and done, a set it and forget it mode of marketing. I don't think that's true at all. And anytime I've tried to implement those things, it's gone very poorly. So I love that Lisa has set this intention of like, allow the thing that speaks to you personally be the thing that you try on, and then only try one or two tactics at a time. And that would mean like double down on Instagram if that's the thing you're on, or make sure you're always communicating on LinkedIn and that's the thing you do. Like, that's what she means when try one or two things. Or always go to conferences. That's what she likes to do. Or start a podcast. That's what I like to do. So those are the things when we say do one or two things. So the intention, get to know what you want and let it guide you. And then the action, this one's super fun. I'm not always really specific in the action that I suggest for you on the show, but I love going back to that idea that it's your personality, and your personality should help craft the message that you're sharing with other people, because that makes super good sense. In the spirit of that and getting to know your personality better, the action that I want you to take this week is go spend about 10 minutes and take the Myers-Briggs personality test. Now, I can hear the collective groan from you in your car, but seriously, even if you took it in high school, which I did, even if you took it again in college, which I did, I want you to go back and take it again. And there's a link. It's at 16personalities.com. This is not an ad. I don't get anything. I'm not an affiliate. But go take their test. And here's why. It's a great foundation. And getting to know your personality and what your motivations and your strengths and weaknesses are, which this site will give you that as well once you've taken the test, it's going to give you more insights about what you might want to do with the ways that you share about yourself and your business. So, and that's marketing, right? If you're an introvert, you might notice that you prefer podcasting or blogging over giving like keynote speeches or attending really big networking meetings. And that's kind of me. You might also get some insights about why some things, like in my case, needing a cause and naturally advocating for others, those things feel right to me, but other things you might notice just are not a good fit at all. And for me, that would be sales calls. Calling somebody without a good reason just doesn't make any sense to me, but it might for you. So the other reasons I really want you to take this personality test is, one, your personality and your results will change over time. Even if you took it a while ago, you might discover, like Mallory let me know she did, that one of her indicators changed. One of mine changed as well. I'm a borderline introvert, extrovert, and I scored very highly on introvert on this last go. So I am an INTJ, and that makes me the advocate, if you are looking it up. And I'm happy to hear what you guys find out. And I hope that you will go take the test and let me know what you find and how you feel that you can apply your personality to the message that you are sharing with this world. And maybe you can think of the one or two things that you know will be fun and bring you joy that you can share with other people. So thank you so much for tuning in this week. If you like what you hear on this episode and you wish that you could just read it, maybe that's the way you like to take in information, make sure you go over to the website at jumpstartyourjoy.com. Right on the homepage, you can find a link to sign up for the 3 Joyful Things newsletter. These mini episodes started as a written newsletter, and I've decided that it's fun to also record them each week with you so you get a little bit more of me and my insights and the aha moments that I have here also on the podcast itself. So go sign up if you would prefer to read them. If you're coming from the other direction and you were reading, but you want to get these in podcast format, you can find Jumpstart Your Joy on any of the podcast apps. You can find it on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Player FM. We're there. And if you just search for Jumpstart Your Joy and then hit subscribe, which is free, you can get these audio versions of the newsletter automatically downloaded to your device, your mobile phone, every time I release one, which is super fun and easy. And then it's just set it and forget it. Some things are that way. Sorry. So that's how you can subscribe, and I hope you will in one of those 2 ways, because these are super secret. They don't go up on the website until a little later, so you're not going to find them there. Okay, so that's the DL, the down low, and I'm really excited because the Joy of Marketing Month, of course, continues this coming week, and I'm delighted to have Susie Solaviv on, and she is all about your secret record, which oh, you guys, it's so good. She likes to work with people to help them write their bio and help them write other copywriting points that really bring out who they are and what they love to do in this world. So it's a super fun conversation, and I know you guys are going to love her too. So come on back on Tuesday, and you'll get to hear that full interview. So thanks you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that you're having a lovely day. And until we meet again, I hope that your days are filled with so much joy.